Hello.
Hi, oh my
Oh, wait.
goodness.
Hi. I think my sound's on now. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So
Good. Just,
okay. So
thanks for having me talk.
yeah, of course. I'm super excited. Just because I've never really gotten to talk with you and just sit down like one on one. So
I know. I know.
I'm super excited. Okay, so just to get started, just tell me, us, the people that are going to be doing, tell us a little bit about yourself and just describe yourself as an artist.
Okay, wait. Are we like recording video? Like, should I have better lighting?
Yes,
Hang
I'm
on.
recording it. It's totally up to you. I can see you fine.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm gonna go right. Nope, that's too much. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Okay, you said tell you a little bit about me as an artist.
Yes, and just about yourself in general.
Okay, well, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I grew up there, like same house my whole life. I'm a triplet, so I've got two brothers and an older brother. I don't think you knew that. Um,
I actually found that out on your Instagram once. You said something about being a triplet. And I was like, what?
nice.
So
Yeah, so that's crazy. And basically, like, I was trying everything they were trying. So I did sports and I did everything like t-ball, soccer, karate, and I was just like, I don't think this is my thing. So my mom put me in theater, and so that's kind of how I got into music. And I did that for a long time, and I like thought that's what I was gonna do. And then I got to high school and I wrote my first song, and I knew I was like screwed. Like I was like, oh, I just have to do this for the rest of my life. Like the
yeah,
way it made me feel after writing it, I was like, well, this is what I have to do. So I mean, the short of it is like I came to Belmont in 2017 when we did and did 2 years, and it was the best 2 years ever, and got to go to London and study abroad, and kind of just spent that time like playing shows and working my ass off, just trying to like my goal was to have a publishing deal before I graduated, and then it happened halfway through Belmont, so I left and
yeah,
really looked back just because I love to put my energy into one thing, and I knew it wouldn't be good to like try to do 100 things at once. So
right.
yeah, it's been great, and it's been, I guess, almost 2 years of being signed to Big Machine, like a year and a half. So
That's so crazy. Yeah, I actually was like wondering that. I was because I knew obviously you went to Belmont, we had classes together. And I was like, once I knew you got signed, I never knew actually whether you left or not. I just kind of assumed that you did because I was like, there's no way she would be able to do school and like write full time.
yeah, yeah, I just like it was a hard decision, especially because my dad was like the first one in his family to go to college. So like it wasn't something I took lightly. I wasn't just like, oh, okay, I'm dropping out. It was like months of me being like, okay, like is this the right move? Like
Right.
but here we are.
Yeah. So you kind of started talking about theater and getting into music. So what exactly made you want to be an artist and a singer songwriter? Was there just like one point other than writing your first song where you're just like, this is what I want to do? Like, I'm going to pursue it with everything.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of things. I think it was like having been on stage for so long, but telling somebody else's story. Like I really just it was cool to get to transition to telling my own. But I think it was like I think there were a few key moments. Like I remember seeing Passenger, which is so random, but I saw him play the House of Blues Boston acoustically with like a stomp pad. And to
Uh-huh.
me that was so cool that he was putting on this show by himself, and he like talked the whole time and was telling all the stories behind the songs. And I think that probably that, and then seeing like Maren Morris open for Keith Urban in like 2016. I
Yeah.
think those two shows were moments where I thought to myself, okay, this is like it. This is what I
Yeah.
want to
I
do.
definitely feel that every time I go to a live concert, I'm just like, wow, like what I would give to do that.
Yeah, man.
It's so crazy. Um, okay, so moving into more of like your current life, you recently released your debut single, She's Mine. So tell us about the creative process for that. Like, what was your inspiration for it? And then I'll want to get into like the TikTok side of things because, like, what made you want to release it on TikTok? And did you expect it to do as well as it did?
Okay, I'll start at the origin of the song and then I'll explain the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, so that was really honestly one of the first songs I wrote in my publishing deal. It was my first time writing with Daniel Ross. He writes at Big Machine Music too. And it was like the day after the 4th of July, like the office was closed, nobody was writing. Like we should not have been writing, but we were. Thank God. I don't know why. So we were like in his basement and he threw out that title. And you know, when you hear that title, you don't really know like what it's gonna be about. And I was like,
Right.
okay, like, how do you want to do it? Whatever. And he explained it. And I was like, dude, that's like my life right now. Like I had just finally felt like I got over my ex and then saw him with somebody new. And like, I feel like everybody knows that feeling of just being shot right back down to square one when you
Yep.
think you're over it and then you're not over it.
Yep.
So we wrote it and basically covering the next year, I just like listened to it in my car constantly, jamming alone. Like nobody had heard the song. And so one day I was just like feeling really sad that I couldn't play shows and felt very disconnected from people. And I mean, I still don't know when the next time I'll play a live show is. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to post a song on TikTok. Like, I was
Yeah.
so resistant for so long just because I don't know, like, I didn't want to just be tied to TikTok, but no, I had absolutely no idea that that would happen. Like that was the first time I ever threw up a demo of any song on TikTok, and it just like took off with the wind. Like it was insane. I posted it at 5 o'clock on like a Wednesday night, and by 7 o'clock it was just like flying, like getting 1,000 views a second. So I knew I was like, okay, I think I need to like figure out how to put this out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just because of the like relatable aspect. Like so many people just resonate with it and are like, this is how I feel and how I felt. And it's just like one of those songs. And you know, that's really just like the beauty of songwriting is having a story to tell and having so many people relate to it. It's a crazy, wonderful thing.
Amen, dude.
um, so more on the creative process of that, I believe Jonathan told me like you kind of lost everything that you had done like when you recorded it and then had to re-record it like last minute.
Yeah.
How did that go down?
We didn't lose everything. We just lost a few pieces here and there just because the session hadn't been opened up in like 2 years, you know, like
Yeah.
it had been so long. So we had to like redo some vocals here and there, but I think we did a pretty good job of like making it sound just like it did. And, you know, we
Yeah.
added like a few extra guitar parts just to put the cherry on top and
Right.
kind of like, but we really didn't change that much, which I think is cool. Like the
Right.
demo was the demo on TikTok, and we really just added like a few guitars, a few background vocals, a new guitar solo, and we were like, all right, like you don't want to mess with a good thing, you know? It's like
Yeah.
there's demo magic and demo magic is real, and I didn't want to like go changing a good thing. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
say over 1 million streams is pretty good.
Crazy. It's nuts. It's like I didn't even think I'd be putting out music this year, and now I have a
Yeah.
song with 1 million streams. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, going off of that and the success you've already seen so far in such a short amount of time, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, or where do you want to be?
Oh my goodness. I always tell everyone, I'm like, if I could be waking up in a different city like every 2 days, that would be my dream. I just love traveling and playing. Like the reason I got into this was performing. So hopefully in the next 5 years, we will be playing shows again.
Yes.
I'd love to have a record out. Like I've written so many songs at this point, and I would love to make a full album. That would be my
Honestly,
big
I think the world needs to hear it.
dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just there's like so many songs that people haven't even heard yet that I'm just like keeping a secret. So yeah, I'm just so excited for the
I'll
future.
say I've heard just like snippets of a few songs just from your TikTok, and also I know that like sometimes you'll send demos or just clips of songs to Marissa. I remember her showing me them, and I was just like, "What the heck? Like, I need this in my life right now."
Yeah, I feel like it's like, I don't know. When I started writing about the things that were going on in my real life, that's like, I feel like when my songs got special
Right.
because it was so real. So if I put out a record like tomorrow, which I won't, but if I did hypothetically, like it would just be so real. Like
Yeah.
it's just like the last 4 years of my life in songs, which
And I
is
think those are just the best songs. A huge inspiration and love of mine is Emily Wiseman. It's just because she writes the most real, raw things.
Yeah.
Even though that's how you felt and that's kind of like a coping mechanism, it's just like so many people can relate to that.
So many people. And yeah, I think that's like what we need right now.
Right.
So
So going off of that, who would you say is your biggest influence or inspiration for music?
damn, I don't know if I can boil it down to one. That's really hard. But
Yeah.
growing up, like I listened to a lot of, at first it was like Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Carole King. Then it became everything that was popular at the time, which was like Ed Sheeran and Katy Perry and Taylor Swift and Bruno Mars. So
Yeah.
really just like hits. And then I found country music. I found like Lori McKenna, Chris Stapleton, Maren Morris. So I feel like my artistry sits in a place of like, I love the sound of like a hit, like a Katy Perry
Yes.
hit. Like I love Bruno Mars, I love Alicia Keys, but there's something about country storytelling that just has like this massively special place in my heart. So I feel like my artistry sits in a place of like I want to make bops, but they're always going to tell a story. They're always going to have that just like storyline threaded through. So I don't know. I think growing up, like it was, if I had to pick one, it was probably like Sarah Bareilles, just because she was so good at like telling stories. She's hilarious. Her music is so good. Yeah, I mean, she's amazing. She's now written a book. Like, she's done amazing things. So,
That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely have had my fair share of listen to music, and I definitely relate to that. My music taste is all over the place.
Yeah.
Love it all. So,
Yeah. Me too.
um, so do you have plans for your next single yet, or are you just kind of like winging it, like seeing where things go? Like maybe I'll put this out, or like the next thing you're gonna put out, and you're making plans for it.
I know the next thing I'm going to put out.
Okay.
I'll say that. And I'm going to work on it. I hopefully finish it next week. So
Oh,
maybe by the end of March, we can expect a new song. But I would say, like, hopefully a month from now, there will be another song out, which is good.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Um, so that was just all my questions about music and getting to know you as an artist, but now I just kind of have some fun questions to get to know you as a person.
Cool.
So when you aren't working on music, what do you like to do in your free time?
That's a good question. I love rollerblading. I love
Ooh,
cooking. Like I got really into cocktail making and cooking during quarantine.
yes.
And then besides that, like I'm really into just writing,
Yeah.
um, plain writing. I love Marissa and I talk about this all the time, but like crystals and meditation and listening to
Yes.
podcasts. And I don't know. I think it's important to like, especially in the music industry, remain calm and grounded. So
Mhm.
I'm really into, I don't know, just mindfulness is one of
Yeah,
my big passions. But yeah, reading. I love books. So
I love it. Okay, if you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be?
oh my gosh. If I could trade places with anybody for a day.
Just like see what their life is like. Live them for a day.
Um gosh. That's a really hard question. Probably like this is really random, but probably like Jimmy Fallon. Like I just want to know what it's like to be Jimmy Fallon.
That's true. That is true.
I just want to know. He's so
Yeah.
cool.
Personally, I was like my first instinct is like Ariana Grande. Like I just want to feel what it's like to be just like the biggest badass like pop star in the world.
Beyonce, that would be a good one.
Oh yeah, Beyonce too. Oh man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Um, okay, what is your zodiac sign? And do you think it describes or fits you accurately?
Um, yes, kind of. So I'm a Scorpio, but I
Okay.
think like my personality is a Scorpio. No, that's backwards. The way I dress is like a Scorpio, but my personality is not like a Scorpio at all. Like
Okay.
I feel like Scorpios are known for being really dark. Maybe in my music, like I get really sad in my music, but
Yeah.
then my friends are like, "Yeah, you're definitely way too bubbly to be a Scorpio." So I don't know. I think I've got some air in me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for sure. That's interesting. I don't know a lot about any like other zodiac signs other than myself, which
What are you?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, nice. My mom's a Leo.
So I'm always just like I only know things about Leo, so I always think it's interesting to hear about everyone else's.
Oh yeah.
What do you consider to be your spirit animal?
Oh, my spirit animal. That's a good question. Probably something that's like small but mighty.
Yes.
Like me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, a lion. A lion isn't really small, but it's mighty. I don't know. I'd have to think on that. Probably like a unicorn, honestly. I just love unicorns and elephants. I have like a thing about elephants.
Yes.
I love elephants.
Yeah, that's true. They're not small, but they are mighty.
They are mighty. I know. I know.
My boss at work always calls me Chip for chipmunk. She's like, you're like a chipmunk, like you're just small but like so energetic and will just like run.
I like that. That's cool. I like that.
So I'm just kind of like, okay, like I guess I can associate myself with Chip. Yeah, she calls me Chippy. I'm like, okay.
Cute. I like that.
What is your all-time favorite movie or TV show?
Oh my gosh. Dang. TV show? Honestly, The Queen's Gambit. Just because, oh my gosh, you have to watch it. It's new. But just because the main character, that girl in it, like reminds me so much of myself, just in like her drive and like obsession with passion, pretty much. Movie. I watched The Social Network, 10 out of 10, really great movie.
Yeah.
Did
you find that, is that the one where it's like, I don't
it's know. About the founder, it's about Mark Zuckerberg. So it's about Facebook, the starting of Facebook. So I would say I love that movie just because it's so interesting. And then my other choice would be The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio.
A classic.
A classic. My favorite. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think I've watched that since high school when I had to read the book and stuff, but it was still a good movie. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, really, really good.
Leonardo will never complain.
No, honestly, if I could swap places with him for a day, that'd be pretty cool.
There you go. Or is he married? Is he married?
He's totally married.
Okay, well then just swap places with his wife for a day.
That is, you're onto something there, Jaden. That's so funny.
If you were given one wish for anything, what would you wish for?
Right now I would wish for the world to go back to normal. Overall, I would just wish for people to be happy and peace, man.
World peace.
World peace.
The classic beauty pageant answer.
It's true. Like that would be my big wish for the world.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of problems in the world, especially right now.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
How would I describe myself in 3 words? That's a good question. I think actually I made a mood board. Let's look at it. Yeah, because it has those words on there. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. I like this one. Sincere. Mm-hmm. I think trustworthy and bold. I'm gonna say it how it is.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Definitely a little half pint dynamite. I love it.
Yeah, that's the 3 words. Half pint dynamite.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that. It blows my mind that you're a triplet. Like, I think one pair of triplets in my life.
Yeah, I mean it's so rare. Like there weren't any other sets of triplets in my high school, or we didn't know any other triplets.
No, triplets are rare. I definitely have met a lot of twins, but not triplets.
Yeah, hard to come by.
So it's just you and then your 2 brothers as a triplet, and then you said you have an older brother?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up with all boys?
It was really fun. Like I think it kind of spurred a little bit of a tomboy in me, but
yeah,
I always felt very protected, and like I had friends to hang out with all the time. Like it's like having built-in best friends. So
right.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I always just wonder that because my life has only been filled with girls. My dad had 3 girls and my mom, so it's like I don't know what it's like to live with a boy. I have a brother.
I feel you, man. Well, I don't feel you. I don't know what it's like to have a sister. So
It's dramatic to say the least.
yeah, I feel like I've heard that from everybody. It's very dramatic.
It's very dramatic. It's I always love the TikToks that are just like making fun of like when you're bored but you realize you have a sister and then it's like
Oh
the
yeah.
into the other room just to like walk in and then like does a little dance and then like goes
God,
out. Like that is the epitome of my life.
that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Or
That's
you'll get in
hilarious.
a fight and then you'll like go your separate ways and then like 20 minutes later you go in and you're like, hey, you want to go get Wendy's?
Hey, just kidding. I love you.
It's
Sorry.
like, hey, like, okay, let's just forget that this happened.
Yeah, that's so funny.
It happens. Are you the youngest of the
So we were all born like a minute apart, but I'm in the middle. So
okay.
I
Okay.
can say that I'm older than one of them and younger than the other.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Again, I guess technically you're all like the youngest.
Yeah, we're all really the same age.
Yeah. That's that's also just interesting to me because I'm the oldest, so don't know what it's like to be the baby of the family.
Yeah, dude.
3 of them for you.
Crazy. It's that.
um so before we wrap this up, do you have any words of advice for those who are pursuing a career in the music industry?
Yeah, I could probably talk about that question for like an hour. Okay, I'm gonna like give 3 points.
Okay.
One, read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Um, amazing. Like totally changed my perspective on creativity and how we write songs. Not even just songs, like creativity in general.
Yeah.
Two would be like um manifestation and mood boards really work is all I'm gonna say. And like affirmations, like wake up every day and tell yourself that you're the shit. And then three, I think would just be like, especially when I started writing songs 5 days a week in a deal, and like I think it's important to recognize that everything you make is not going to be gold, and that's okay. And like you're
Yeah.
gonna have days where you write a song that's crap, and then the next day you're gonna write like one of your favorite songs you've ever written. So
Right.
um yeah, yeah, I think those are
Good words.
my
I haven't read that book, but now I'm probably going
You
to.
should totally read it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, definitely need all the help and advice I can get going into this crazy industry.
Yeah, yeah.
My father is a professional musician, been a songwriter, producer, literally everything. And watching him, like growing up, watching him go on tour and do all that, it's not an easy journey to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I'd say it's worth it if you really love it and like you just,
Amen.
that's what you're meant to do.
Amen, dude. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy for sure. But anyway, thank you so much for your time and joining me, have just answering all these random questions.
I got you, dude. Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited. Your blog post comes out tomorrow.
Woo-hoo.
I'll be highlighting you as an artist and as a songwriter. And can't wait for your next single. Wish you
Thanks.
best of luck in the meantime. I know you're a busy person.
I know.
Best songs. And
Hey.
yeah. So for everyone that's watching, go follow Lauren on Instagram, Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, all the social medias, and stream her song, She's Mine. You will love it. Listen to it once, we'll be obsessed with it. Trust me. And don't forget to subscribe to my blog. I will link it into the description. And I will see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you so
Jaden.
much. Bye.
See ya.